Good, happy Sunday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to Politics with Riley King. Let's begin. First up, more than 330 New Hampshire House members have now acknowledged recipient of sexual harassment policy. Since WMUR reported in mid-November that only 280 of the 400 New Hampshire House members who took office at the beginning of this year signed and returned acknowledgments that they have received and read the legislative policy on sexual harassment, dozen more lawmakers have followed suit, according to the top New Hampshire House staffer. PAFA said Friday that while the policy is enforceable regardless of whether a lawmaker signed an acknowledgement of receipt, it sends good signal that so many are now taking the time to acknowledge that they received it. He said it is especially important that the House members are returning the receipt in real time, given the crusades of events that are taking place in Washington and throughout the country regarding sexual harassment. An 8-page House and Senate policy against sexual and other unlawful harassment and discrimination, which has updated in 2016, was sent to all House members in early 2017, PAFA said. When WMUR first inquired about a month ago, a legislative office sent acknowledgments from 280 members. PAFA said he renewed the request in early November after WMUR inquired. The legislative office that keeps the paperwork on file sent WMUR 54 new acknowledgments on Friday. Many were returned early this week when lawmakers met with to elect a new House Speaker. That bridges the number of House members who have returned the policy acknowledgement to about 335. There are currently 392 House members, with the resignation Thursday of former House Speaker Sean Jasper. As WMUR reported in mid-November, a slimping of those who did not return the acknowledgement cited different reasons. Some said they do not receive it, while others said they viewed the request as an infringement on their First Amendment rights. Rep. Dan Haynes, Republican Merrimack, emailed PIF on November 1st explaining why he would not sign the acknowledgement. His email was included in the paper released by legislative staff Friday. Following WMUR's report, former House Speaker Sean Jasper and Governor Chris Sununu voiced concern that more lawmakers had not signed the acknowledgement. The new House Speaker, Rep. Gene Chandler, who was elected Thursday to succeed Jasper, told reporters after the vote that he encouraged members to read and sign the policy. Chandler said he debated that the House has any will or intent to make it a House rule that people have to sign the policy. But he said it's there, and I think it's important that we have a policy in place, and hopefully everyone will read it, even if they don't sign it. I think the signature thing, I don't know as it's necessary, but hopefully people will take a look at it. Chandler noted that the House will have training sessions for members on sexual harassment. Paff told WMUR in November that he spoke to members about the appropriate conduct at the beginning of the current 2-year session in December of 2015. He said he is scheduling member training sessions with representatives of the State Employment Association Program and Human Rights Commission before the end of January. Paff said Friday he continues to work on organizing those trainings. Separately, the state recently reported to WMUR requests for information on senators who have signed and returned the policy on knowledge receipt. State legal counsel Richard Lehman this week sent signed acknowledgments dated either January 2016 or early February 2016 that the Senate office received from 23 of 24 senators who were in office in that time. The only senators whose receipts was missing was former Senator Russell Perscott, who is now an executive counsel. He could not be immediately reached for comment. Lehman said Friday night that he did not have immediate access to the latest data, but he said he would confident that all senators who were elected in 2016 and all members of current Senate review the policy. He also said a training session for current senators was held for December 13th, 2016, shortly after the current senators were sworn into office. The current Senate has 9 freshman members. One first-term Senate Republican, Dan Innes of Newcastle, said he recalled signing the policy earlier this year, and he said he verified with a staffer that he signed it. He said he also recalled attending a legislative session on ethnics, including harassment. Another freshman, Senator Kevin Calvier, Democrat of Manchester, was elected in a special election in July. He said he signed several documents after being sworn into office, but he could not recall specifically if the policy acknowledgement was one of them. But Calvier said he supports the policy. Trump's lawyer. I wrote the president's sloppy tweet about Flynn's dismissal. President Donald Trump's personal lawyer, John Dodd, drafted the president's Saturday morning tweet that stated he fired from National Security Advisor Michael Flynn for lying not only to Vice President Mike Pence, but also to the FBI, told ABC News Saturday. In the Twitter, on Donald Trump's real Donald Twitter account, it says, I had fired General Flynn because he lied to Vice President and the FBI. he had pleaded guilty to those lies. It is a shame because his actions during the transition were lawful. There was nothing to hide. And that does it for Politics with Riley King. I hope you all enjoyed this edition of Politics with Riley King, and I'll see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics with Riley King. I hope you all have a fantastic Sunday, everyone. Goodbye.